Why did you decide to join the More Joy Parenting team?
So, one, I get to work with your amazing mom, right? But this idea of working with a community of women who truly want to bring joy to the children's lives, right? Too often, our children have to wear the brunt of challenges of the world where it's not nice, they're not kind. And so working with a community of women where we get to have difficult conversations. We get to coach other parents through this, future moms, future parents. And so when your mom, or Dr. Marcella Rennell Hall pitched the idea to me, I was like, of course, right? Because I think I have this different mindset. It's before I was a parent, I was just like, I'm just navigating through the world. But I think now that you become a parent, you recognize that it's not about you anymore. It's about the wonderful minds like yourself and your sister Ava that get to navigate through the space. And so how do we create communities where they can navigate through the space in just a loving and joyful world, right? If we can bring joy to everything that we do and everything that we love, then why not? And why don't we show people how to do that? And so that was one of the reasons why I joined More Joy Parenting.
Well, all of you have said one thing in common, that working with this community of your friends and it's so much, it's so nice to be able to do that and to be able to bring more joy. That's something that everybody said, more joy,
And
so,
it's
yeah,
so true. It's so true.
Why did you join the More Joy Parenting team?
Oh, good question. So the More Joy Parenting team is also comprised of some powerhouse women and women who have, had visions and just gone for it. And I found myself to be immediately drawn towards those types of women and my friends, and that there's this platform where we as powerful business women who have a whole lot to share, to motivate and inspire others, that we can kind of unite forces and work together to do that. So it's very exciting to be on the team.
Why did you decide to join the More Joy Parenting team?
Oh, well, let's see. First of all, I'm grateful for the invitation, and I'm so excited about this new project. I'm so excited about what we might offer to other parents. And I think, especially coming off of 2020, we needed more joy, right? And who doesn't need more joy in their lives, right? More joy and happiness.
Right.
And I think it's the perfect team to work with. We're all parents. And one thing that we always say, we say things like, we're living authentic lives. So it's not like we get all of the things right, but we give like 110% to all of the things, right?
Yes.
And so we try to live life full of joy and happiness, even when there's roller coasters, right? Clearly, Ellison's eating my hair right now, and I could be totally distracted by that, but that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to share in what we have learned about adding more joy to our lives and parenting, saying yes more, and what you said, sort of following the leads of young people. So that's and I'm excited to be working with friends, right?
Yeah.
I love that I'm working with my best friend. I'm working with other good sister friends, and we're growing stronger together. And we'll just have so much to offer the world when it comes to parenting and all kinds of tips that we've learned along the way. Life is full of adventure, so we might as well be happy doing it. We might as well have joy at the center of what we do. Life will be ups and downs, and sometimes those valleys, the down times, make us appreciate the highs even more, right? And so that adds more joy to our lives.
Why did you decide to join the More Joy Parenting team?
I love movies. We like to watch movies, right?
Yeah.
We like to cuddle up, and it's connecting things. So let me just say, there's a quote that I actually heard again today. We bought a zoo, right? Have you ever seen that?
We bought a zoo. Is that what the movie's called?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So in it, at some point, the quote is, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Like just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and something great will come of it. And when I look at the MGP team, not only do I have deep friendships and blossoming friendships, but we're all working to cultivate those relationships. And I feel like I'm really proud to say that each one of these women that are, a part of this amazing team have had to find their 20 seconds of courage and are using it, that same courage to like help other women. They're helping me, myself, and on my mom journey. And they're living their life with grace, a special kind of fire, and this fierce love that I'm so honored to be a part of. And I think you were reading at the end of it, it said you were saying something like, I don't know if Giselle Burgess said that.
Oh, it was her daughter, Karina.
Yeah, she said it's like a pack, right?
Yeah,
if one's down, you're going to lift them up. And I feel like that's exactly what we have here. And if, it's just a beautiful thing to see your values lived out in your friends' lives and in this team's lives. And I feel like we've had such an extended family. So it's such a blessing. I mean, all the way around. We get to work with friends, with people that we really love. And then we have like all of our kids, right, that are growing up
together,
immersed in this culture that we're trying desperately to make sure that we're talking about the uncomfortable subjects. We're talking about the fun subjects, and we're living out that truth so that we know that we're adding value to our world.
Why did you decide to join the More Joy parenting team?
It's something that that I felt, connected to because I'm not a parent myself yet, but I have had the opportunity to take care of many children, one of them being the honorable, the famous Aaliyah Hall.
That's me, everybody. Do you hear that? That's me.
I met you in the womb. But yeah, so I've had over the years, I've been in a number of homes helping to take care of children. And I mean, even before that, I always viewed parenting as like one of the most powerful ways of creating social change. Like I kind of saw it as social activism, and that was something, once I got more into social justice issues and social activism and really studying like the human condition and studying, different forms of oppression and kind of mechanisms for resolving that, I realized like, it starts with raising, certain type of beings, that can navigate the world in a way that is more, equitable and more loving, and more caring, right? And so also looking at, my mom, and as an example, I had a really great mom, and her, care and dedication to us and our upbringing was always very inspiring. And so, looking at children, especially ones that, didn't necessarily have that, or are struggling in any way, or, don't have adequate care, or don't have, adequate resources, or are homeless, so on and so forth. I felt compelled to, to be of service. How can I be a person in these people's lives that is reliable, that can teach them some things, that can nurture and love them, and cultivate their spirit and their nature as they are. So in tutoring and babysitting, I've just had a number of opportunities to, one, respect parenting a great deal, and really to be to be able to be an important person in young people's lives, and understanding, you know, how significant a caretaker's role is for parents, and how hard it can be to have to give some of that up to someone else, you know, because you're working or because you've got things to do, you know, you have things to manage. And so what it means that somebody entrusts me to care for their child, you know, as close as possible to what they would provide, has been really powerful experiences.
Why did you start More Joy Parenting?
Well, thank you for that, Aaliyah, because so many people have heard me say, like, you, my sweet daughter, are More Joy Parenting personified, right? You are, you know, you embody it. And so what does it mean for me? It means that I have always felt really passionate about young people and about children being treated with love and kindness and respect, and that we give our best selves to our children. I felt like that since I was, you know, a teenager myself.
Yeah.
And I have worked hard in school, you know, going to school for social work and you know, writing about hip hop education as pedagogy. And there's so many things in my academic journey that were in support of that, in support of learning and seeking all people who were like-minded around making sure that we're doing our absolute best to show up for children and for young people. And then I became a parent. And that, of course, became the greatest journey, the greatest gift for me, because all of that passion that I had about working with my college students that I've worked with for so long, and learning about different ways of doing like pedagogy and education and all of that, it came together for me as a parent, because I realized that relationship between parents and caregivers, those who are raising children, is like nothing else. And so the concept of More Joy Parenting was how to take all these things that myself and other people have done, that we've read, that we've learned, that we've experienced, and create resources, create opportunities to learn together. There's a lot in the job description for being a parent. There's a lot. And then like 2020 happened and the job description completely changed. Like that other duties as assigned in the job description for parenting just like went like off the rails, right?
Right. Yeah.
Pandemic parenting, you know, and then there were so many moments that we all had to come together and to really think about, you know, what does it mean to talk about things like when you know, George Floyd was murdered, right? There was like these moments, and so the urgency became really real for me, Aaliyah. Like, have these skills, these tools, these resources are out there. How do we pull them together? How do we create spaces for parents and caregivers to come together and learn together and get what they need to be able to show up and be absolutely like fully present and able to manage all the things that are going on in life and be able to parent in all those different ways. And so More Joy Parenting comes out of that. It's birthed out of that. It's about information integration, trying to you know, provide as much support as we can for families. You need to take care of yourself. Like, joy doesn't mean being like at level 10 all
every day, all the time.
You know,
like,
it doesn't mean like the full, right, exactly. Sometimes it means that, but it means replenishing your energy so that you can do that. You can be fully present for the arts and crafts or the party, or, you know,
doing that because you want to. Doing that because you want to.
Yeah, well, right. You need to be able to have balance. I think one thing I want to say about Michelle Obama is was always and still is unapologetically a mom to Malia and Sasha. And I think it's so important for us as people that we get to be whole human beings. And I think that if that's a salient part of your identity, being a parent, you know, which it is for me, I think that we get to be our whole selves. And that's really, really important. So thank you for reading about her today. And thank you for all that you do to bring so much joy.